advancing American freedom. Another guy who's on board with this, Hans von Spakovsky, is with us. Hans, great to have you back.
Sure, thanks for having me back. And I might point out that for all the Democratic opposition, right now, federal law requires every American who is getting a new job to do what? Provide proof of their identity and proof that they are a U.S. citizen. So this already exists in federal law, and it hasn't caused millions of people to be unable to get a job.
Wait, there are poor people in the so-called hood that they're all worried about. If they have to prove they're an American citizen to get a job, why couldn't they prove they're an American citizen to vote? Hans, this is brilliant. Why aren't we talking more about this?
Well, I think everybody kind of forgets that that provision is there. Also, and this is relevant to other issues. Remember, almost every federal public assistance program, welfare, is only for U.S. citizens. And so the state agencies that administer these federal programs, guess what they have to do? They have to verify that someone who's poor, who's applying for these benefits, is what? A U.S. citizen.
Well, we know they've faltered on some of that. We know illegal aliens have been getting it, but your point is well taken here, Hans. And I think overwhelmingly the average everyday Joe, Republican or Democrat, would say, hey, you know what? I would think you'd have to show ID to vote. Now, they've been training the Democrats to say no to this, but it's just common sense, Hans.
Well, it is. But the thing about it is, look, there's a divide inside the Democratic Party on this. All of their leaders are against this, all of their elected politicians. But actually, the polling shows that even a majority of Democrats, their constituents, they all see no problem with requiring an ID to vote.
Yeah. All right, let me play a clip of President Trump. He held a rally today. This is really about the midterms. This is President Trump in Pennsylvania at the Mack Truck facility. Roll that.
They voted against voter ID. You know why they voted against voter ID? Because they want to cheat. There's only one reason, Mr. Wall, right? Correct.
They want to cheat, the guy yells. Hans, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm not blowing smoke up your you-know-what when I say this to you. You are one of the great critical thinkers in Washington and beyond when it comes to this kind of stuff. How do we get it passed? Is there something that you could help John Thune with to move this thing through the Senate? Because I'm pretty sure the House would pass it.
Look, he's got a problem with a small number of senators, 4 of them, Republican senators, who have refused to agree to, for example, attach the SAVE Act to a reconciliation budget bill. That's a way of getting around the filibustering that Democrats can do. They also have a problem with the parliamentarian. She has ruled that, you can't attach the SAVE Act to a reconciliation bill. A lot of people are saying she ought to be fired, and they need to put somebody in who isn't going to make that kind of a rule, which folks say is incorrect. I mean, those are just 2 of the things. I kind of agree with the House members, the conservative ones you mentioned, including, by the way, Chip Roy was on that list. He's the one who originated the SAVE Act. They should attach it to every must-carry bill in the Senate. And that's one way to try to get it passed, but it's going to be very tough.
Well, this is exactly what President Trump has been talking about for a long time, was attach it to that legislation. It doesn't seem like John Thune wants to do it. I guess my last question for you, is he part of the problem? I mean, I was calling for the parliamentarian to go. John Thune could fire her. He doesn't do it. Is Thune the problem here?
Well, I have to say, I really don't understand why he doesn't take some of these steps. So I think there is a particular issue and a problem there.
That coming from the great Hans von Spakovsky. You don't want to be a guy in Washington having you saying, you know what, you're part of the problem. But I'm glad you say it, and this is why we have you coming on the program, Hans. As always, thank you.
Thanks for having me.